Hey guys, so it's been a super long time since we've made one of these videos. If you guys are new here, you might not know this series that I used to do. I only have like 2 or 3 episodes of it. Today we're going to be starting up another episode of it because it's been asked for so often and I'm pretty sure I should do it because I've actually missed it. I've missed doing these kind of videos because it's super fun. It's super fun to kind of try out and see what other people do, and I don't know, it helps me practice a little bit and explore what I like. So today we're going to be talking about a guy from Instagram, a photographer, or at least I know him from Instagram. He also has a YouTube channel. He has a super unique editing style and his photos come out super sharp, super contrasty, super moody. And so if moody is the style you're going for, this video might be for you, and you might enjoy looking at the way I think that he does it because I think I did a good job trying to match it. Today we're going to be talking about Alen Palander. I'm gonna say Palander. Alright guys, so yes, today we are having another episode of Copycat. So today we're talking about Alen Palander. He is a influencer, photographer, whatever you want to call it, social media content creator. And his style, Instagram, he has a very moody type editing style with a lot of oranges and a lot of grays, greens, blacks. And it really focuses on, color isolation and really makes the image pop in your face. He innovates a lot, and he's a super cool person. He seems like a really awesome content creator. He loves taking photos on moody days, so if you want to start taking pictures like him, moody days are the best days. And also forgot to introduce myself. So my name is David Lee. I'm a photographer and cinematographer looking to help you improve your visuals through tutorials, advice, and entertain you guys with my own content. I'm going to be trying to help you imitate his photo editing style. We're going to be copying that editing style, that moody, orangey, greenish, beautiful, contrasty editing style. First of all, I'm going to break it down to you with a photo. So let's go and look through one of his photos. I'm going to pull it up here on the screen for you guys after I run through one. First of all, when you're taking a look at his photos, you instantly see that there are no blues anywhere. No blues whatsoever. All the blues are desaturated, blacked out, grayed out. And all you see are oranges, grays, and a slight tint of green. You would have to look at his entire feed to start to notice the tint of green in the shadows, because it adds a really nice effect, like a greenish, tealish, that I really enjoy about his photos. That's what makes the photo pop to me, not just the color of the oranges, but it's a teal and orange with a slight tint of teal in the shadows that you don't notice unless you look at his feed as a whole, which is actually pretty amazing. If you take a look at his feed like that, it's super cool. It just really makes his Instagram pop. I just want to jump straight into it, and we're just gonna jump into the editing that he's doing. Okay, I'm gonna try to mimic his editing in Lightroom and kind of run through it. Now, of course, you can go out and buy his presets to get his editing style, but I've also wanted to give you the option of learning kind of how to work with it and kind of how to make these things without presets and kind of just go in so you can do it for yourself. We're gonna jump to Lightroom and we're gonna kind of break down how I think that he does it. So starting off with the first photo, the first thing I'm going to do is take away all the blues. Now the blues are going to be super desaturated. Now I'm taking all of this down along with the teal so that all we're left with is oranges, reds, yellows, and greens. Now there aren't really any greens in this, so I'm actually going to tone this up in the shadows. I'm going to do a split toning to get that slight adjustment of the green in those shadows to kind of match the kind of vibe that Alen is using. Now I'm going to enhance the oranges just a bit because I feel like his oranges are a lot more like popped out and they kind of show more orange, so you can kind of differentiate it from all the other colors, and kind of it's what stands out, especially when you're looking at the feed as a whole. Now I'm just going to go in, add some clarity, sharpen it, brighten it up a little bit, but still kind of keep that moody vibe and kind of be able to make the colors and light pop out more. Now personally, I like to have it a little more bright, but looking at Alan's style, it is a little bit more dark and it does have a slight faded look, so I'm going to start fading in these whites a little bit, and also a little bit of the blacks maybe even, just to kind of bring that up and keep it a little more moody along with a slight fade. And I'm just gonna throw in some sharpening because that's what I do. And I'm gonna maybe add a little bit of vignette, not quite sure, we'll see how that goes. He does have a few vignette on his photo, but not every single photo has a quite like a good vignette. So sometimes he doesn't use them, sometimes he uses them. I don't know, we'll see. But aside from that, we're just gonna go and mess around with the colors more. I'm gonna kind of try and match it up a little more because there are some slight saturations and desaturations. I'm gonna kind of explore and kind of see what colors are there and what aren't, and kind of what I can mess around with and tone up and tone down and kind of play with them. So essentially what I did here was just add a split tone green to it so that it got that green undertone along with enhancing the oranges so that they pop out more, and kind of mess around with the light to keep it a little more moody than usual. Now honestly, aside from that, I'm just gonna go back and tweak a few things, but in all, I really think that this did kind of match a little bit of Alan's style. If anything, I think that I could use a little bit more blues in it, or like a very faint tone, or like dash of blue in it. Maybe I can play around with the temperatures, or just add in some blue in the highlights or something, just a slight little bit, kind of to blend it together, because I do kind of see a little bit of blue in his photo. So maybe he doesn't desaturate them all the way, but he does a very good amount. But it looks pretty good to me. In my opinion, I feel like this is an Alen Palander post. So let's check out the before and the after. So this is the split. You can see that the blues are gone, the orange is more enhanced, it's more sharp, there's more clarity added to it. And let's kind of put them lined up next to each other so you can get a bigger idea of what they kind of look like. So that's the before and that's the after. It keeps the same kind of mood because the shot was a little bit more moody actually, but in the end I think it worked out. However, I really thought that I should give it another go just in case, and I shouldn't kind of just settle with the one edit. So I decided I'd pick up a nature shot and kind of edit it and try to edit it the same way as Alen would edit a nature shot. So as a sample shot, I looked at these 3 Alen shots and I referenced them for color and kind of the way I might go about editing it. So like the last photo, I'm gonna go in, add that extra split toning. So I'm actually gonna add some to the highlights in this one, and then also along with the shadows, I'm gonna throw those teals in. I'm gonna add that fade, and then I'm actually gonna go in and mess around more with the colors after doing these fades and this split toning and kind of adjust with the lighting. But also I forgot to mention that I got these photos from WeSaturate, which is a website that gives you free raw photos to practice your editing in. I was originally gonna look for a photo from one of my followers to match the city vibe, but I just decided I'd go with WeSaturate because it was quick, easy, straight to the point, and I didn't have to wait for any submissions or anything. But we're gonna go in, we're gonna gray out the sky a little bit, we're gonna tone down those highlights so you can see more of the clouds and you can see how moody it is. Now, Alan's photos, a lot of the time you can see how moody it is, or you just don't see any clouds at all because it is completely overcast and you can't really make out the difference. But his skies are grayed out, or there is a slight tint of blue in them, which is why I have some blues in the highlights so that you can see those in the clouds a little bit with a very thin, slight blue in it. But we're gonna end up desaturating everything else from the greens to the blues to every other color except for orange, red, yellow, and maybe a few of the pinks just to kind of keep that in there. But we're gonna go in, we're just gonna keep playing around with the colors and kind of see what matches. So all the green is gone, so we have gray trees or very dark green trees where you can barely make out any of the green. And when I was editing this photo, it's kind of, I didn't really know if I should keep those blue highlights or if I should get rid of them or what to do with the blues, because when I'm taking a look at the photos, I see some blues, some slight blues, but honestly, it could just be the green split tone without, it's really up to you. Some of his pictures have blues in them, whether it's mandatory or not. Like there's a photo of some shoes, some Air Maxes that have some blue on them, so he is basically required to have that blue. But there's also some photos without any mandatory blues where he has blues, so I guess it's really up to you whether you want to have the blues or not. But in most of his photos he doesn't really have blues, so in the end I decided to just desaturate them and leave them gray. So the sky is going to be grayed out and everything is going to be a little bit more moody, a little bit more darker, and I'm trying to decide whether or not to, make these oranges deeper or not, because nature photos come into play a little bit differently. I felt like these trees, the oranges weren't really popping well enough, but in the end I decided to actually keep them where they were. I decided to keep the color, and this is what we ended up with. So that's the before, that's the after, and we're going to split it, and you can see the huge difference between the two photos. But I'm actually pretty happy with the outcome. It came out pretty well. I'm just gonna add a little bit more color to it, to the wood, because the wood was a little bit too desaturated. I wanted to see what it would look like if I desaturated, if I saturated more, and I decided to just kind of leave it at a specific point. And this was the outcome. Honestly, I'm actually pretty happy with the way this photo turned out. Now, I do now realize that there are some blues in the water there that I really should have taken care of. I didn't really notice that at the beginning, but that could be the teals that I don't know if I touched. So make sure you guys go back and check. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal. It's whatever photo style you're editing. You don't want to directly copy somebody, but that totally slipped my mind. I didn't even notice that until right now looking at it. But yeah, honestly, I think I did a pretty good job copying. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and let me know who you guys want to see me do next. I think I did an okay job. First photo, pretty good job. Second photo, I think I did okay. But that's all for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to this channel if you aren't already subscribed, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much. I'm heading to New York this weekend for a job, so content might be a little slow, but I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.